want your fingers to touch inside, so you kind of want to just get that and then. So you're going to see a lot of wounds like that. How's that wound look?
Red and beefy.
Red and beefy, and that's what we want.
That's what you want.
We want the wound to look red and beefy. That means it's healing, right?
So with that you did with regular gloves, right? With non-sterile gloves.
With regular gloves. So now I'm going to do this a little different. So I've got my sterile. Okay. So remember what was on top? If you remember when we opened this, remember the gloves were like that? I'm going to take these gloves out, okay? And then the red bag was there. So then I take the red bag. So now what have I got? That is still sterile, right? So I'm going to come over, because I don't have a second person helping me. I'm going to come over. And I'm going to go ahead and put the saline in there for the wet to dry. Okay? So the saline's in there already. So now I don't need that second person. Oh crap, I have my sterile gloves on. I forgot to put the saline in there. Of course, remember, I don't have the ABD pad again. Oh, there's a hole in there, so that was bad. With this, so now what happened? I got the sterile, but I need to touch that. So I'm just gonna go like so. Remember, this is the cup, so both my hands can touch that.
Okay.
Some of these fit great and some don't. Okay? Here we need to get under the cuff.
You place it on a non-dominant hand first.
On the dominant hand, yeah. And then, oh goodness gracious. But see, now I can take this can help get my fingers right. Goodness.
So how long do we have? What is our time limit this time?
Probably 15 minutes. Okay, so now I've got the sterile, right? I'm looking at the wound. I would probably have this moved up a little bit closer for me. And I'm looking, okay. So I'm just gonna move this up a little bit because I can touch this now. So I've got my gauze. I kind of overloaded it with fluid. But what you want to do, like Miss Freeman said, is kind of fluff this a little bit. And you're going to go ahead and just lay it in there. And see, I've kind of touched my finger in there, right?
You don't have the tweezer and the forceps?
I do. A lot of times, though, you're just going to see.
Well, they just laid the wound cleaners, just laid it in the
Yeah, and so you can do that. You just lay it in again. And remember, I kind of use this finger.
You don't clean it with iodine or anything beforehand?
No.
If you see necrotic tissue in there, you want to take it out with the tweezers or no?
No, you never remove necrotic tissue.
Gonna hate you.
You never do that. The physician,
would go.
physician might. Oh, this gauze are bad. But you kind of pull them apart and then you know, just lay it. And you can use the tweezers like that. But you'll see a lot of people just use their fingers.
I was just thinking, like,
So-
if you're touching their wound, that finger is not sterile.
Right, and that's where you have to be
touch it
careful. You
again.
can't touch that finger again to anything else.
Oh, okay.
So we have that.
Where's that?
And remember, this is clean. This is clean. So we have all that. What you will want to do then is put the dry. I could have got you guys get me new 4x4s. But put the dry over it. Do that. And then the dressing. Okay? So the wet to dry is pretty much the same. It's just you put the fluid in there. the saline, you don't put it, you know, to where it's soaking wet, so you have to kind of, you know, wring it out a little bit. You can use the forceps, you can use your fingers, you know, just as long as you use your fingers, you know, just whatever finger you use, don't touch that.
What about what Ms. Freeman said about leaving the wet gauze there for like 8 hours or something? Then you have to take it out?
It just depends what the physician's orders are. Wet to dry dressing maybe once a shift, once every 12 hours.
Are you gonna have us show you like taking it off as well or no?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have a dry dressing or a wet to dry. And you're gonna come over, you're gonna take the old dressing out, so you're gonna use the non-sterile. I do want you to say, you know, I would look at the wound, see what it looks like. You know, it looks clean, that's how I would describe it.
Let it be.
If it wasn't clean.
Some places will have a tape measure, and they'll want you to measure the wound, measure how long, how wide, and then what you do with the sterile CTA, you know, the Q-tip, you put the Q-tip in this wound, the deepest area, then you would, you know, put your finger like on the Q-tip and then measure it, put it up next to the tape measure.
With all the non-sterile gloves on.
Yes, yes. It's just with the sterile CTA, you don't touch the bottom because you're gonna put the bottom in there. But then you're gonna bring it out and you can compare it to the tape measure, okay?
So for this wet and dry, would you ever like clean it with something or?
Sometimes you would, and sometimes it may be the saline. They want you to, you know, clean it with saline. Then you would have to take dry gauze, put the dry gauze in there and dry it.
And then.
Oh, Professor, I've seen them use chlorhexidine.
Yeah. The chlorhexidine.
Soapy wash.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they do that. It just all depends, you know, what the physician orders. The biggest thing we want with you guys is to make sure you put your sterile gloves on right, and you've kind of got the procedure down. But this, you've maintained a sterile feel. Right, okay? So I would suggest there's some gloves. There's some gloves over there. Different sizes. And you guys will get to know what sizes you wear. Those are small, medium, large. When you're in the hospital, they're 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. And then you kind of figure out what size you do wear. Usually when the gloves are in the packet, they're usually about an 8. So if you know you have small hands, you go ahead and you get a size 6 or something with you, because more than likely the average hand size is an 8, and that's usually what's in here.